What's up guys, Shane Starnes here with Droid Modder X. Today is June 27th, which means you can now officially order your Oneplus 5. If you're like me and you ordered back on the announcement day, the early drop day, you've probably already received your Oneplus 5. Once you have done the initial setup, there are still plenty of things that you should do to get the very best experience out of your new phone. I'm going to show you the first 10 things you should do to the Oneplus 5. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys can see here, I have the 128 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte version of the Oneplus 5. This is the one that comes in black, and it's kind of a matte black, and you can already see just having it out of the box for a few minutes, it's already got crazy fingerprints on it. The best way to keep your phone from smudging up is to protect it with a slick wrap. Not only will it keep your phone from smudging up, it's also going to protect that metal back from scratches and add a bit of flair to your device. And of course, Slick Wraps has something for everyone, from the Natural series to the Helmetica series and even the Galaxy series. There's something here for everyone. Check out the link below to get $5 off of your purchase. Big shout outs to Slick Wraps for sponsoring this video. The Oneplus 5 does have a unique feature in that alert slider, and you'll want to make sure to set that up. To set up the alert slider, head into your settings, go to the alert slider button. You have options for silent, do not disturb, and ring. So if you slide this all the way down, your phone will ring like normal. Slide it to the middle position and that enacts do not disturb. All the way up is the silent mode, and you can set this for however you like. So you can even turn your alarms off there, which I wouldn't suggest. So here you can actually turn media off so that you can still hear your media even when that's in silent mode, and enable vibration. If you want total silence, you can sit here and turn both of these off. With the do not disturb mode, you can manage your favorite contacts. Those contacts will still be able to ring through even if you do have your phone on do not disturb. So in case of emergency, they're still able to get a hold of you. Also, this repeat callers function is pretty useful. If there is an emergency and someone's not able to reach you the first time, they'll generally go ahead and call you a second time. This would allow for that second or third call to come on through. And then of course the ring mode, you can set that to also allow for vibration on calls and just to ring in general. Next up, you want to go ahead and set up your buttons. So with the Oneplus 5, you do have a home button and 2 capacitive buttons. You can set those up here, or you can turn on your on-screen buttons. So if you're an on-screen type of person, you can enable those there. For me, I will use the capacitive buttons if they're available, because the on-screen buttons do take up some screen real estate. And then also, I like to swap the buttons because I'm used to a Galaxy device, which generally has the back button on the right side. If you click the swap buttons, it'll put your back button on the right and your recents on the left. With the capacitive buttons, you can also set up actions for long press and double tap. So say you wanted to quickly get into your camera, you could set up a open camera on double tap, and that will launch your camera. Right now, for the long press on the home button, search assistant is what comes enabled, so that's gonna launch your Google Now, and you can turn that to anything else. The Oneplus 5 does have some useful gestures. You wanna go ahead and set those up. Probably the most important has to be the double tap to wake. So if you turn your phone off, double tap it, it will wake up the phone. And then I also like this 3-finger screenshot, which allows you just to take a screenshot of the phone by swiping down with 3 fingers. There are some other interesting gestures here. Drawing a letter, you can assign anything to drawing a letter. So say open flashlight, that turns on your flashlight, and another 0 turns it off. You may also want to go ahead and enable battery percentage on your status bar. In order to do that, you'll jump into status bar and turn on show battery percentage. You can also change up the battery style. So here we have battery bar, there's also circle, and then you can also just hide the battery bar altogether and just go with strictly percentage. You do have an icon manager. So like for me, I don't really need to see my data network, so we can turn that off right there. That saves up a little bit of space. So if you wanted to get rid of that Wi-Fi icon, you can do that as well. It just cleans things up. For security purposes, you'll want to go ahead and enable the fingerprint scanner and set up at least 4 fingerprints. It's just super easy to use a fingerprint scanner to unlock your device and lock it back down when you're not using it. And it just means that someone that may pick up your phone, if say you leave it behind, they won't be able to instantly access your phone without that fingerprint. It's also kind of a dual protection method, because not only will you have a fingerprint on there, but you'll also have it locked down with a pin. So go into your fingerprints. I already have the first one that I added when I set up the phone, but what I like to normally do is add my thumb, index finger on both hands, So you'll just go to add a fingerprint and then place your finger on the scanner to add it. So while you're setting things up, you may as well go ahead and set up your quick toggles. Of course, the way that you would do that is click on the edit button here, and just remember that the first 5 that you put here in the list, those will be the ones that show up when you first swipe down. So whatever's most important to you, make those your first 5 toggles. Here you're also able to drag extra toggles that you might need and remove the ones that you don't. One really cool thing about the Oxygen OS launcher is that it does support custom icon packs. So there's actually a few icon packs that are included. You would just press and hold the home button and then go into your settings, go to icon pack. It comes with rounded icons, square icons, and then anything that you download from the Play Store should be supported with this launcher as well. You can go ahead and add those icons to your launcher. Going back into your settings real quickly, take a look at the display. Of course, you have some different settings here, like night mode and reading mode. If you selected the night mode, it's going to give your phone more of a yellow tint, removing some of the blues to reduce eye strain when looking at the display. Reading mode gives you more of a black and white display, which also reduces eye strain when reading. And then there's also a theme feature here. The default just has like a mix of white and black. If you go to the light theme, that's going to pretty much make everything more of a white and a light theme. You see the status bar up here turn to a light gray and everything else is white. There's also a dark theme which looks really nice, and on this OLED display is going to help to retain a little bit of battery life since it's turning off pixels when it's not using the colors. And then last up, a few things that you might want to know about the camera. A double tap on power will enable the camera even when you're on the lock screen. If you go over here to the menu, you do have portrait mode, which is going to allow you to take shots with the bokeh effect. So it gives you that ability to play with the depth of field in a photo. And then you also have a pro mode. This pro mode allows you to make adjustments manually, like ISO, white balance, and your aperture. And then of course you also have the time-lapse, slow motion, and panorama modes there in your camera as well. So that about wraps it up for this quick video on the first 10 things you should do to get the best experience out of your new OnePlus 5 device. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. You can find more of me at droidmodderx.com. Follow me on Twitter at droidmodderx. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.